1200 is no small number. We've absolutely smashed it. I never thought we'd get this far, but here we are, people. Today we're just doing some testing. I'm curious to see if drop trenches actually work. So today we're going to see what we can do with them, see what the results are, and figure out whether they're actually worth using or not. Let's get into it, people. Okay, so this is actually the base from the last video, if you've seen that. I've just removed the whole foundation of the building here, and I've removed everything that's here. I've also cut this ledge back one, so this gap is now actually 3 wide instead of the original 2. This did come 2 out. Now, to do this, I had to change the stairs, because obviously the stairs were coming out to here, which then caused a bit of a problem here. It was a bit annoying. So what I did, we had blocks here, which I've knocked out, and I've started the stairs here. Whereas before, the stairs actually started like here. So because the stairs start here, it brought the ones at the bottom over 1. So then this all matches. Everything else is the same, 2 wide all the way around. And this is where we are at. In case you didn't see the previous video, that's 3 high, because zombies can hit 3 blocks high. Now, luckily for us, this foundation is not man-made, so they can't attack any of this. They can't reach our man-made block here, because it's 4 high. So I've got a new plan today. A new plan. Now, I'm going to build this bit in steel, because I'm going to test a plan. They always target the weakest block, if they're going to target something. Now, what we learnt from our last video, that from standing here, because this here is only 2 blocks, they can hit 3 blocks distance, right? They can hit the 3rd block, meaning that they can attack any point of this all the way around. But they only attack the weakest block. So if I did this, we would have some sort of logic at the front where we're defending here. And if they're not going to attack here, and they go into rage mode and attack one of your foundation blocks, this is the weakest block, meaning that rather than them randomly hitting somewhere, they should, in theory, go to here, which will actually be here, right? So, you're defending here, and then when they go into rage mode to attack the one block that's weakest, you look left, and you attack here, if we have some sort of bars here, or whatever. I don't know, we'll work that out. That's my thought process. So let's chuck half a block there, half a block there. Let's grab the thin pipe, chuck that there. I know it's not a lot, but it's all we need. Just going to build up the fighting position as per normal. We leave a free gap so we can have scaffold ladders here and then bars up here. Let's just build up the rest of the actual building. We're going to leave this here because this is where we're going to be able to see them should they attack here. So we're going to leave some sort of, I don't know, something there. I don't want this completely open because crawlers can jump across. I mean, maybe normal ones can even jump across. I doubt it, but we will block that up with something. There's not going to be a lot of room in here. But this is just for testing purposes. If this works, we can build this on a much larger scale. So it's a really big base, right? At the minute, we're just testing to see if this works. Okay, so if this is our fighting position, this will be floor. Is this guy for real? Are you for real, buddy? You can't be for real. Right, some bars on the roof real quick. Should we have any vultures? Any naughty sky beasts? Also chuck bars here against each other like that. Nice. Scaffold ladders there. There. And also, wait a minute. Oh, is it this side we need? Yeah, this side. Done some weird cross thing there, but whatever. So we now want bars here, but we want them in concrete, right? We need a weaker block. So then they target this. So we're going to do bang, bang. I kind of want to double this because it's weaker than the rest. So in theory, they fall down there, they go into rage mode, they run up and around, and then they target, they stand here, and they target this bit because they can just reach it by 1 block. And their AI says, this is the weakest point of this building. because it's made of concrete. So they should, in theory, attack this, which means while we're defending, we can just turn and shoot them, right? That's the plan. I don't know if that's going to work or not. This setup I got with these bars is wild, by the way. I don't know if this was the right move. Do our traditional little slopies on top and bottom. You're looking for that lovely little square shape coming out at the angle. Okay, this is done. Now, to be honest, you probably don't want this big slab in the middle. You probably want this to all be down level with the ground. And then this bar comes all the way out to here. So in line with these stairs. That's probably a much better setup. Way, way better setup. Because you're going to have an over-encumberment of zombies here. They'll fall down, but there'll just be too many of them. I actually think knocking this back is the right move. I think that's what we should do. Let's test it. Let's see what happens. If it doesn't work, then we know, right? Right, we're straight in. No messing about. This isn't trying to be a hugely long video. It's just trying to test this theory out. Because if this works, I may have broke the game, people. I don't think this is long enough, though. I think this is our error here. I can hear them everywhere, but I cannot see them. This little bar doesn't do too bad, to be fair. There's not too many can stand there anyway. They just kind of fall down. Just want to have a quick look at what's going on. So they're falling down. And then they're just doing nothing. They're just looping around. That's all they're doing. No damage on the building at all. So, as you can see from my lovely little bag, they got through. But they got through the fighting position. They got through this bottom bit, which is a failure on actually defending and fighting and firepower. I do think it's because of what we said with the slab. There's too many get here, rather than having a long beam and they fall off. So we can come back to that. Now, damage-wise, that isn't the front of the base. So they didn't actually target this, weirdly enough. I thought they would, because it would be the weakest block. They didn't target anything else. Now, what's important is, they did now have a go at this down here, as you can see. They also dug downwards. Now, they didn't break one of the foundation blocks. They got close. They're all quite low. They also attacked this side. So this supports my theory in the previous video. Now, you've got to look at this experiment as just information gathering for going forward, right? Although this didn't work, you now know why. So, what I said in the previous video, if they fall straight down into your trench, they attack everything. The previous video, I don't know if you see it or not, but this logic bit here was actually over this, right? So we still had the trench, but the logic was like here. It was 4 blocks off of the ground, so it was like up here somewhere. So when they fell, they were falling onto this slab, and then they were just running around and repeating. Hardly any of them fell into the trench, right? Because when they run across, I'm shooting like here, and they're falling onto this, not falling down here. And I even said in the video, if they fall down here, it'll probably be a big difference. Now this supports that. So we now know, if you're going to use some sort of trench with like non-man-made blocks, if your setup makes them fall in it, it's not going to work. I mean, if I was defending properly and not using the camera to see what was going on, I would have obviously defended this. It wouldn't have been a problem. But there would have been still a few more hours of them attacking this. Now, this would have easily survived the night, for sure. They weren't getting through all of this. It was about 2 AM, I think they got in and I died. They wouldn't have done all of that in another 2 hours. But the point is, they are doing this and they are doing something, which is an issue. So if you're going to do any sort of dropper trench style base, your actual fighting position and logic needs to be forcing them to fall not in this. They need to fall somewhere else. So in practice, it will look something like this. So your fighting position would essentially be here. You'll be fighting from this point. And when they drop down, they drop on the slab. They don't drop into your actual pit. That makes all the difference. All the difference. You know, your beamer then go off to some stairs, which they'll run up and obviously be able to get to you and whatnot. If you want to see a proper build on how that works, look at my previous video. It'll be in the description. This was just a test to see if having the fighting position above the trench works. It does not. The reason this is so important is because a lot of builds at the moment are relying on non-man-made blocks. You know, people say they can't target these, it makes you invincible, blah, blah, blah. But if they're dropping down into it, they're still rage hitting it. Like, the proof is here, literally. Look at this is madness. I've got dugout floors, all this is broken. Like, this is just wrecked. It's not wrecked around this side, but where they're falling, they are hitting it. Like, there's just no doubt about it. It's just all wrecked. And the previous build with them dropping here, I had no damage. I had one block missing here for some reason. I don't know why. I had this block here missing. And then I had like one soil block, I think, here missing. That was it. And then all the other blocks had full health. Everything down here was full health. I hadn't even like tried to hit them. So the difference in dropping here and dropping here is significantly different. I hope this extra information helped. It's only a short video today just to try some bits out. Any tips you got, any experience in doing this, drop it down in the comments. Let's let everybody know. If it's useful, I'll put it in the next video or a future video. Until the next one, guys.